I'm not that worried about it because, man, is he boring. Like, it's very hard to, actually absorb anything Obama's saying. You're just going, come on, dude. You could drive a truck through those spaces between words. It's just we get it. You're important, historic, but try to speed it up a bit.
His administration's done. His foreign policy's done. So anything he does right now just doesn't mean anything. And this is almost like trying to get the last word in a conversation you lost. Like, your mama. That's basically what Obama did. We kick out the diplomats, but it doesn't affect anybody.
Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus just blew open a political firestorm. And guess whose name came flying out? Obama. Apparently there's a secret so shocking that even the teleprompter froze mid-sentence. These two didn't just chat on air. They dropped a revelation that's got half of Washington gripping their coffee cups like it's breaking news. What on earth did Obama do this time that's got Gutfeld grinning like he just outsmarted Fox News itself? This so-called secret could rewrite the cool president legend forever. Gutfeld didn't just tease. He hinted that maybe the world's most composed man has been hiding something way juicier than we ever imagined. The irony, the same guy once praised for being the calmest person alive might actually be stirring the biggest pot in modern politics. What a twist.
Really, the most boring person on the planet. And that says something. I have a rule of thumb, though. When they say it's both sides,
The previous segment, we talked about when his publisher told him to speak and when he got to talk for himself. This is another example of a brother having to talk about something that they told him to say.
Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus are back at it again, shaking up the political stage like the unstoppable duo of chaos and comedy. This time, they've peeled back another layer of Washington's never-ending onion, and the name shining through the haze, none other than Barack Obama. Oh yes, the man who once made staying calm look like a superpower might be hiding something beneath that perfectly composed smile. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't just drop hints, they lit a fuse that's got everyone from journalists to late-night hosts wondering what secret the former president's been keeping tucked away all this time. Whatever it is, it's already got the internet buzzing. And this isn't just any secret. It's the kind that makes Gutfeld smirk like he's discovered that Area 51 now has a gift shop. Whenever that grin appears, you just know something wild is about to unfold. It's the same energy as when a cat stares at an empty corner. You can feel that something strange is waiting to jump out. The air crackles with curiosity. The moment Gutfeld leans back with that knowing smile, the audience braces for impact because whatever he's about to say next isn't going to be ordinary. It's going to be the kind of revelation that makes you gasp and laugh at the same time.
He could cut a rug. Look at Syria, Iran, ISIS. I'd say his best move was the chicken dance.
Oh boy.
And Obamacare, a hustle. Don't worry, sad stars. Obama isn't really going away, though. He can always keep playing a president on TV. He'd probably do a great job, or at least do less damage. So, Hollywood will miss Obama. But what will Obama miss? Donald Trump, ISIS, American descent? It's hard to miss something you didn't see coming or going in the first place. The rise of ISIS, the pernicious spread of Islamism, flourished under the president. These are the things that he overlooked.
If you're enjoying this takedown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Sure enough, there was Tyrus, Gutfeld's sidekick, human lie detector, and master of sarcasm, sitting there with his arms crossed, ready to tear into the drama like it was prime-time television. When Gutfeld and Tyrus expose something, it's never soft or subtle. It's a roast coated in mystery, marinated with jokes, and served sizzling hot on a Fox News platter. The chemistry between them is electric, like two comedians unraveling a government secret in real time. Tyrus has that sharp look that says he's about to call out the nonsense before anyone else even catches it. Together, they're not just cracking jokes, they're pulling back the curtain with style, tossing in punchlines sharp enough to slice through the noise. Every smirk, every sarcastic line lands perfectly. Because when these two decide to talk politics, it's not a discussion, it's a show. And this time, the spotlight's burning brighter than ever on one man, Barack Obama.
Well, you also missed the fact that he also unfriended Obama on Facebook. So this is laughable. Unfortunately for, our president, who's done, and they know he's done, and these sanctions mean absolutely nothing. When these sanctions came out, his phone buzzed, he got a DM from probably Donald Trump saying, "Don't trip, I got this. We'll fix it, after the 20th." And he went, "Okay, cool. We're good. Now go ahead. Enjoy your..."
So, what's the big Obama secret everyone's whispering about? Did you think it was something simple, like another Netflix project or a golf score gone wrong? Think again. Gutfeld and Tyrus dove headfirst into a mystery so deep it could give spy thrillers a run for their money. They started connecting dots, tracing whispers, and exposing the subtle moves that make you squint and say, wait, why does everything always lead back to the Obamas? It's almost comical how every twist in Washington seems to have his name floating quietly in the background, like an invisible watermark. Gutfeld pointed out that Obama could be surfing in Hawaii and somehow still get credit or blame for what's happening in D.C. Biden flubs a line. Must be Obama's teleprompter ghost. Gas prices rise. Obama's shadow did it. But this time, the secret isn't about what he's blamed for. It's what he's allegedly still doing. The rumor mill's buzzing, and Tyrus just might have dropped the biggest hint of all. Maybe, just maybe, Obama's still calling the shots. You could see Gutfeld absolutely loving every second of it. He called it the invisible presidency. That strange sense of control that doesn't need speeches, motorcades, or headlines, just a few quiet phone calls, and suddenly, everything falls into place.
Obama and Trump say what? Tyrus, Trump and Obama sat next to each other at Jimmy Carter's funeral. They appear to have buried the hatchet. What do you think they were saying?
Oh, I know what they were saying.
What?
Hey, two-term guy. What's up, two-term guy? How are you doing? I don't know, just doing my two-term thing. And Biden was in the front, and Kamala was in the... And, oh, hey, I'm sorry, no term and one term.
It's so funny. Dana, and meanwhile, you have Hillary, no term, sitting there, and she's just away from her two-term Trump.
Hey, but she got that...
It's like Obama turned politics into a subscription service. You might not see him, but you know he's still charging you monthly. Meanwhile, Tyrus leaned back with that smug grin, the kind that says, "Told you so," as if he'd been waiting for everyone else to catch up. To him, it all adds up. The timing, the tone, the polished delivery. Everything feels too smooth, too rehearsed, too Obama. It's as if the man never truly left. He just switched from public office to behind-the-scenes management. And what's crazy, people aren't even shocked. Obama could stroll into a G7 meeting, grab the mic, and the world would just nod like, yeah, that tracks. That's how deep his influence runs, not just politically, but culturally. Gutfeld and Tyrus weren't mocking it. They were marveling at how effortlessly the man still shapes the story. But of course, the dynamic duo didn't stop there. Gutfeld's sharp comedic radar locked onto the biggest irony of all. Obama might be the only man in history to retire from politics, yet still seem to control the entire storyline. Everyone else fades into memoirs and guest speeches, but Obama, he turned retirement into a brand empire.
President Obama still has Trump on his mind. Tuesday, he spoke to the Economic Club of Chicago, where Crain's columnist Greg Huns noted a startling comparison of Trump to Hitler. Huns paraphrases what he heard President Obama say. "We have to tend to this garden of democracy or else things could fall apart quickly." That's what happened in Germany in the 1930s, which, despite the democracy of the Weimar Republic and centuries of high-level cultural and scientific achievements, Adolf Hitler rose to dominate. 60 million people died. So you got to pay attention and vote. So, Nazi Germany, here we come.
It's like he's starring in his own franchise, Obama, the Legacy series. If he really is pulling the strings from behind the curtain, it's almost impossible to be mad because somehow he makes quiet influence look effortlessly cool. While most politicians struggle to hide their blunders, Obama could probably conceal an entire government project and still get applause for his Spotify playlist. Gutfeld and Tyrus couldn't stop laughing at that. The calm authority, the meme energy, the charm. Obama's the only man who can trend online just by posting a sandwich photo, sparking a national debate. The punchline: maybe the real secret isn't politics at all. Maybe it's how Obama made mystery itself a full-time job. Every time Gutfeld and Tyrus drop one of their wild theories, social media explodes like a 4th of July fireworks show. Outrage, laughter, disbelief. The whole internet jumps in. Some people treat it like breaking news, others like a comedy sketch, and plenty are just grabbing popcorn for the chaos. This is the kind of drama politics secretly craves. Not dull scandals, but unpredictable twists and juicy intrigue. What's even funnier is how predictable it's all become. The second anything strange happens in Washington,
The website, I think, was $29 a month for the fiddling crew. I don't think the American people are glad to see that one go, but when Kennedy acknowledged earlier that Joe was going to be taking this over. So they put the two most easiest things to cut off that there was no victory, and I think he understood that, because let's remember, when he got out, when his term was up, he did not endorse Joe Biden because Joe Biden was crooked and was fleecing the country then on his name.
Obama's now a Republican.
Everyone knows that getting rid of the deficit will require some tough decisions. And that includes cutting back on billions of dollars in programs that a lot of people care about.
I think Obama appreciates Trump for saying what he wished he could say.
Well, not just that, and they also were both like, hey, we both won twice. So that
Yeah.
Gutfeld's eyebrow twitches like a conspiracy radar. You can practically hear him thinking, is this another Obama thing? It's like he's built his own political universe where every subplot circles back to one man, the former president himself. And Tyrus, he doesn't even have to speak. One raised eyebrow, one slow nod, and the crowd goes wild. Together, they're like detectives in a comedy thriller, chasing the truth, or maybe just the most entertaining version of it. There's something strangely comforting about believing someone like Obama might still be quietly steering the ship from behind the scenes, because the alternative, total chaos, just doesn't match his calm, calculated style. Obama's too polished for disorder. If he's pulling strings, you can bet the curtain's ironed first. Then came the biggest bombshell from Gutfeld and Tyrus. Maybe Obama's power isn't just political, but media deep. That's what makes their revelation both hilarious and weirdly believable. Somewhere in Martha's Vineyard, the man probably has a make it go viral button sitting next to his coffee mug. It's not even far-fetched. He's the only former president who can outshine the current ones with a single tweet.
Energy for the rest of your life. It's like, how could this be bad? And you have cheap natural gas, but he is terrified of, I think, the environmentalist factions in his own party. He can't say, being not cool. That's what it is.
Thank you.
That was a good heckle.
Heckle.
Yeah, but it's true. No, he's scared. He is scared of that's part of the problem. Is environmentalism is perceived as a cool thing.
Welcome to what Gutfeld jokingly called the Obama Management Corporation, where every crisis comes with a perfectly timed press release and that trademark, confident smirk. Tyrus nearly lost it laughing, imagining Obama lounging in a sleek chair, coffee cup in hand, labeled Hope and Control, while the world spins to his rhythm. Because honestly, if anyone could run global affairs from the shadows and make it look effortless, it's him. the man who turned campaign speeches into poetry and made politics feel like a TED Talk. Even when they're teasing him, there's that tiny flicker of doubt. What if Gutfeld's not entirely wrong? Every new administration, every perfectly phrased speech, every too-polished decision feels like it's part of an Obama remix album. And that's what makes this secret both funny and unsettling. If true, he's the smoothest puppet master on earth. If not, he's still living rent-free in everyone's heads. Either way, he wins, because even out of office, Obama doesn't just stay relevant, he defines relevance.
He was the first black president. You get that, oh, I can't have any problems. And Joe was like, don't worry, I'll get all the problems for you, all the smoke. So when he was doing that, you can tell it's disingenuous because he's doing what he's supposed to be doing instead of saying, look, I'm going to put this moron who's going to steal and make it way worse. And now we've seen from that date, from that time, how big the spending and ridiculousness has gotten with Joe Biden's fingers always being around, with the exception of 4 years. So I think, and if you asked him if the camera turned off, he would have been like, man, I can't believe we're going to let this dumb be in charge of this stuff. You know he's going to screw this up, right? That's exactly what would have happened.
Michelle Obama surprised fans on our new podcast by saying her pet peeve about her husband is that he's chronically late. For example, we're still waiting on him to admit he's from Kenya. And as for Barack's pet peeve about Michelle, he's mad that she keeps leaving the toilet seat up. When she cleans it.
Here's the funniest part. Obama doesn't even have to deny a thing. He just flashes that calm, knowing smile. The one that seems to whisper, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. And that's when the world collectively loses its mind trying to decode it. That's his real power, not politics, but mystery. As Gutfeld and Tyrus sat there, reveling in their latest revelation, it was clear they weren't just stirring the pot. They were savoring every delicious moment. Because in the grand circus of modern politics, Obama is still the ringmaster who never officially left. And these two? They're the comedians pointing out the illusion everyone pretends not to see. You can practically picture Obama somewhere, quietly amused, watching the chaos unfold while sipping tea. Because when your secret is that you might still be running the show, you don't bother to explain. You just let the speculation feed your legend.
Soothed by his NPR voice. I was the most relaxing I've ever heard of him. Look, I think he's sexist. I think he's portraying his candidate as a damsel in distress. That somehow she's the target of all these things, when in fact she's responsible for all these things by having this email, this private server. And there's one thing too that he's ignoring, and a lot of people are ignoring, is that Team Hillary knew about Anthony Weiner before he resigned.
Meanwhile, Gutfeld and Tyrus kicked back like proud instigators, watching their masterpiece burn brighter by the minute. Every clip of their segment was getting chopped up, remixed, and captioned by people who completely missed the sarcasm but couldn't resist the scandal. And through it all, Obama stayed completely silent, which only fueled the frenzy even more. Because nothing feeds a rumor like calm silence. By the weekend, the world had split into teams, believers, skeptics, and those who were just here for the show. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't just spill a secret. They exposed America's favorite obsession, keeping Obama as the eternal main character. The best part? They didn't even need to say anything new. They lit the match, walked away, and watched everyone else build a bonfire. The Obama secret wasn't just revealed. It became a national spectacle, a mix of laughter, chaos, and fascination that no one could look away from.